High blood pressure is often called the silent killer, and for good reason. It doesn't cause pain, it rarely shows noticeable symptoms, and for many older adults, it slowly builds over time until a serious issue, like a stroke or heart attack, exposes it. What makes it even more dangerous is how easy it is to miss the everyday habits that raise it. Simple choices, what you eat, how much you move, how you handle stress, can influence your blood pressure more than you think. The reality is, a lot of people over 50 appear to be doing everything right. They take their medicine, they go to the doctor, and they make an effort to stay active. But hidden in their routines are small, nearly invisible missteps, habits that seem harmless but slowly increase blood pressure or interfere with the treatment. And if no one points them out, they quietly continue, putting extra strain on the heart, the brain, and the rest of the circulatory system. That's the reason this video is important. We're not here to throw around medical terms or make you feel bad for what you've been doing. We're here to offer clarity, to reveal the most frequent blood pressure mistakes older adults make and give you simple, practical changes that truly help. Whether you've been managing high blood pressure for years or only recently started paying attention to your readings, this guide is here to help you take back control of your health in a way that feels realistic, supportive, and smart. Because managing blood pressure isn't just about numbers on a screen. It's about staying mobile, thinking clearly, sleeping better, and living your life with confidence. And that begins by understanding what to avoid, and what you can do instead. So let's explore the first common blood pressure mistake and start creating a stronger, steadier foundation for your heart health, one good habit at a time. Managing high blood pressure usually begins with a prescription, and while these medications are one of the most effective tools we have for keeping blood pressure under control, they only help when taken the right way, every day. One of the most risky and unfortunately widespread mistakes among seniors is skipping doses, taking medicine at inconsistent times, or stopping the medication completely without a doctor's advice. It might seem like a minor issue in the moment, but over time, it can have serious effects. There are a variety of reasons this happens. Some people simply forget. Others feel fine and think they don't need the medicine anymore. Some are afraid of side effects or dislike the idea of relying on a daily pill. Others may cut pills in half or take them every other day to make the prescription last longer or save money. While all of these actions may seem reasonable, they can lead to unstable blood pressure that puts more stress on your heart and increases the chances of stroke, kidney issues, or heart failure. Blood pressure medication is designed carefully for your individual needs. It's not just about getting the number down, it's about protecting your heart and your entire circulatory system. When pills are skipped or taken irregularly, blood pressure may rise suddenly and without warning. At first, you might not feel anything, but over time, these silent spikes can harm your arteries and place more pressure on vital organs. Because symptoms rarely appear, many people don't realize anything is wrong until something serious happens. Another key point to understand is that blood pressure medication often doesn't create a feeling of wellness like other medicines might. You don't necessarily feel better after taking them, and that can make it easy to think they're not doing much. But in reality, these medications are doing important work in the background, reducing the strain on your heart, improving blood flow, and lowering your chances of life-changing complications. The good news? This mistake is entirely avoidable. The first step is to turn your medication into a daily habit, not a decision. Take it at the same time every day. Use reminders like a pill organizer, phone alarms, or a checklist to stay on track. If you ever forget a dose, don't try to make up for it by taking more next time, call your doctor for advice. And if you're dealing with side effects, speak up immediately. In many cases, there are alternative medicines or adjusted dosages that can help you feel better without risking your heart health. Also, never stop taking your blood pressure medication just because your readings look normal. That's often a sign that the medication is working, not that you're cured. Always talk to your doctor before making any changes, no matter how minor. Even small tweaks to timing or dosage can affect how well the medicine works. It's also important to bring up financial concerns if they're affecting how you take your medication. A lot of seniors try to stretch prescriptions because they're costly, but that's risky. Often, there are lower-cost generics, discounts, or support programs that can help. Having that conversation with your doctor or pharmacist could make all the difference. Managing high blood pressure is a long-term journey, but it's one that pays off in energy, steadiness, and peace of mind. And it begins with consistency. One pill, one day, one mindful choice at a time. Your heart is depending on you to stay the course, and so is your future. You may not be adding salt at every meal, but that doesn't mean you're avoiding sodium. In fact, most of the salt in the typical senior's diet doesn't come from what's added at the table. It's hidden inside the foods we eat every day. One of the most common and overlooked mistakes in controlling blood pressure is not realizing just how much sodium is tucked away in everyday meals. A lot more sodium sneaks into your meals than you might think. High sodium intake is directly connected to high blood pressure. Salt causes your body to hold on to water, which increases the blood volume in your vessels and puts extra force on the walls of your arteries. Over time, this pressure wears out the heart and raises the risk of stroke, heart attack, kidney issues, or other serious health problems. But because the impact is silent, it's easy to ignore, and even easier to forget where salt is hiding. Packaged foods, canned soups, sauces, frozen meals, bread, deli meats, and even foods that look healthy like low-fat salad dressings or whole grain crackers can all contain surprising amounts of sodium. It's not just there for flavor, it's added to preserve the food. Many items that are labeled light, diet, or heart-healthy still carry a lot of salt for shelf stability and taste. When these foods become regular parts of your diet, because they're quick, familiar, or easy to prepare, sodium levels can climb quickly. For older adults, this becomes even more important. As we age, the kidneys become less effective at removing sodium, and the body becomes more reactive to its presence. That means even what seems like a moderate amount of sodium can raise blood pressure more than it did years ago. It also causes fluid to build up, which can worsen swelling in the legs or add strain in people with congestive heart failure. The first move to fix this issue is awareness. Begin checking labels, not just for calories or fat, but for sodium. You might be shocked by what you find. A single serving of canned soup might have more than half your daily sodium limit. Even one slice of bread or a bowl of cereal can bring in a lot of salt if eaten often. Look for products marked low sodium, with less than 140 milligrams per serving, or those that say no salt added when possible. Simple daily changes can make a big impact. Rinse canned vegetables and beans to remove extra salt. Choose fresh or plain frozen foods without sauces. Cook at home more often so you have control over what goes into your meals. Add flavor with herbs, spices, garlic, lemon, pepper, or vinegar instead of salt. These ingredients not only protect your heart but also bring out deeper, better flavors in your meals. Yes, it takes some time to get used to. If you've eaten salty foods for a long time, lower sodium choices may seem bland at first. But your taste buds will adjust. Within a few weeks, you'll begin to notice and enjoy the natural taste of foods again. In fact, highly salty meals may start to taste too strong or unpleasant. Cutting back on salt doesn't mean sacrificing the joy of eating. It means making choices that support your health, guard your heart, and help you feel more alert, energized, and steady. Every bite becomes a step toward balance. And every meal becomes a moment to nourish more than just your hunger, it nourishes your well-being. Blood pressure can't be felt, at least not until it's dangerously high or leads to something serious, and that makes it tricky. You could go through your day feeling completely fine, even healthy, while your blood pressure is rising quietly in the background. For older adults, one of the most frequent and dangerous mistakes is not checking blood pressure often enough, or relying only on yearly doctor visits to monitor it. Without regular tracking, small changes go unnoticed. And those small shifts can lead to serious health risks. The truth is, blood pressure changes throughout the day. It's affected by your stress levels, sleep, meals, and activity. One reading at the clinic, even if it's perfect, doesn't tell the full story. In fact, those readings can sometimes be misleading, higher than usual due to nerves, or lower because you're having a calm day. That's why checking it at home is so valuable. Home readings help you see long-term trends and give you a clearer view of your real numbers. That insight could help you avoid a crisis. If you don't monitor your blood pressure, you miss signs. Maybe your meds aren't as effective anymore. Maybe something new in your diet or a new stressor is pushing your numbers up. Maybe a supplement you added is clashing with your prescription. Without regular data, you're left guessing, and when it comes to heart health, guessing isn't enough. Checking blood pressure at home is one of the easiest and most powerful habits you can build. It helps you catch problems early, spot changes, and gives your doctor better information to work with. It also puts you in the driver's seat. You're not just waiting for results, you're helping shape them. One reading at a time. You don't need anything fancy or medical training to do it. Home monitors today are budget-friendly, simple to use, and usually have big displays and built-in memory. The most important thing is to be consistent. Choose a set time, like early morning or early evening, and measure around the same time daily. Sit calmly for 5 minutes first. Rest your arm on a flat surface, keep your feet flat on the ground, and don't talk while the reading happens. Doing this daily builds a reliable picture of how your blood pressure behaves. Keep a log of your numbers, either in a notebook or using a phone app, and bring it to every medical appointment. That log makes your visits far more helpful. It allows your doctor to notice changes, adjust medications when needed, or catch early warning signs, before they turn into bigger problems. Some people avoid checking their pressure because they're afraid of what they might see. They fear a high number. It can create stress or anxiety, but the truth is avoiding blood pressure checks doesn't protect you, it just gives potential problems more time to grow unnoticed. Being aware is the first step to making things better, and with blood pressure, catching issues early makes all the difference. Monitoring your pressure isn't just a box to check, it's like having an ongoing conversation with your body. And like any good conversation, it's most effective when it happens often, calmly, and with attention. Make it part of your daily life. Turn it into a regular practice. And above all, treat it like a priority, because the decisions you make today shape the health you'll have tomorrow. Letting stress go unmanaged is another major mistake. Stress isn't just a mental burden, it physically affects your body. While we often think of poor diet or no exercise as the main causes of high blood pressure, one of the most overlooked causes is ongoing, unrelieved stress. For older adults, failing to manage stress doesn't just impact your mood or how well you sleep, it slowly, consistently raises blood pressure. Stress activates the fight-or-flight response, flooding the body with hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These raise blood pressure temporarily by tightening blood vessels and speeding up the heart. It's normal in short bursts, but when stress is constant, your body remains in that high-alert state. Your arteries stay tight. Your heart keeps working harder. Over time, this constant pressure causes wear and tear on your cardiovascular system, and that's damage medication alone can't always undo. The hard part is that stress often hides. It doesn't always look like panic attacks or shouting. Sometimes, it shows up as tight shoulders, a heavy chest, poor sleep, or a quiet sense of being overwhelmed. And because many seniors grew up believing you should push through or stay strong, it's easy to ignore these signs or minimize how you feel. But ignoring stress doesn't make it disappear, it gives it more space to take root, drain your energy, test your patience, and slowly drive your blood pressure higher. The good news is, you don't need big changes or expensive therapy to handle stress. It starts with small, thoughtful actions that calm your nervous system and bring balance. Deep breathing, for instance, slows your heartbeat and relaxes your blood vessels. Light movement like walking, stretching, or gentle yoga eases tension and releases mood-lifting chemicals. Spending quiet time in nature, enjoying music, writing in a gratitude journal, praying, or talking with a trusted friend can all help reset your body's stress response. Even just naming your feelings aloud can ease the mental load. The secret is to make stress care a daily habit, not something you only do when things are already bad. Build routines that give your mind and body a chance to breathe. Think of it like brushing your teeth. It's not just for when there's pain, it's to stop problems from forming in the first place. If you've gone years without managing your stress, don't blame yourself. This isn't about judgment. It's about spotting where you can make a shift, and then taking one small step at a time. You don't need to fix everything right now. But the moment you begin to create space for peace, for self-care, and for reflection, your body begins to respond. Your blood pressure, your rest, your digestion, your sense of calm, they all begin to improve. Stress might be invisible, but its impact is not. And your ability to handle it is always within reach, one breath, one step, one calm moment at a time. Another mistake that affects blood pressure is ignoring physical inactivity. In managing high blood pressure, what you're not doing can be just as powerful as what you are. And one of the most common, yet least recognized mistakes, is sitting too much and moving too little. In other words, believing that rest is always good while letting your body go idle. Sure, rest has its value, but too little movement gradually drives blood pressure higher and places more strain on the heart. Being active strengthens your heart, and a stronger heart can pump blood more efficiently, meaning it needs less effort, which eases pressure on your arteries and keeps numbers under control. Exercise also improves circulation, cuts down inflammation, helps manage weight, and eases stress, key factors in heart health. But when movement disappears from everyday life, the body slowly loses function. Muscles weaken, blood doesn't flow as well, and pressure inside the vessels begins to climb. For many older adults, it's not a lack of motivation, it's fear. Worries about sore joints, feeling tired, or falling can make exercise seem scary or hard. But staying active doesn't mean high-intensity workouts. Even light movement, done regularly, can make a big difference. A short daily walk, some light stretching in the morning, or seated exercises while watching TV can all help keep your blood flowing and your heart working better. In fact, one of the most powerful changes you can make is simply sitting less. If you spend long stretches reading or watching television, try standing up every 30 to 60 minutes. March in place for a minute, stroll to the kitchen, or do a few gentle movements like shoulder circles or toe taps. These small bursts of activity break up sitting time, which otherwise stiffens arteries and slowly raises blood pressure. What matters most isn't intensity, it's regularity. Keeping your body in motion tells your heart, your blood vessels, and your brain that you are. Your brain that you're still engaged with life, still active, still strong, and over time, that message becomes your reality. It's also essential to choose types of movement you actually enjoy. That might mean dancing, gardening, water aerobics, or simply stretching outdoors in the morning sun. When exercise feels pleasant, not like punishment, you're far more likely to stick with it. And once it becomes routine, your body begins to flourish. If you're not sure how to begin, speak with your doctor or a physical therapist. They can help guide you toward safe, suitable activities that match your current health and mobility. Remember, the goal isn't to become an athlete. It's to stay independent, preserve balance, and give your heart the support it needs to serve you well for years to come. Ignoring inactivity might seem harmless at first. But gradually, it puts unnecessary stress on your heart and arteries. Movement truly is medicine, and every step you take is a step toward steadier blood pressure and a more capable, confident you. Overusing caffeine or alcohol is another common mistake. A morning coffee or an evening glass of wine are comforting routines for many. And in moderation, they can be exactly that, comforting. But for seniors working to control high blood pressure, overindulging in these substances can quietly do more harm than good. They may not seem dangerous, but both caffeine and alcohol can increase blood pressure, interfere with medications, and add health complications instead of easing them. Let's start with caffeine, found in coffee, tea, sodas, energy drinks, and even chocolate. Caffeine is a stimulant. It constricts blood vessels and raises heart rate, both of which can push blood pressure higher. For some, the impact is minor or brief. But for others, especially those already managing hypertension or with heightened sensitivity to stimulants, even a modest dose can spike blood pressure significantly, often without them realizing it. What makes this tricky is how individual the response is. Some seniors can enjoy a daily cup of coffee with no issue. Others may experience hours-long spikes. That's why awareness is key. If you're a regular caffeine drinker, pay close attention to how your body reacts. Try checking your blood pressure before and after your morning coffee or afternoon soda. If you notice a pattern of elevated readings, or symptoms like jitteriness, headaches, or a racing heart, it may be time to reduce your intake or opt for decaf. You don't have to eliminate your favorite rituals, just tweak them in ways that protect your heart. Alcohol poses a different kind of risk. In small amounts, it might seem relaxing, helping you unwind after a long day. But in higher or more frequent doses, alcohol can raise blood pressure and seriously interfere with the effectiveness of hypertension medications. It also causes dehydration, disrupts sleep, contributes to weight gain, and adds emotional strain, all of which negatively affect blood pressure. And because seniors metabolize alcohol more slowly, these effects can be stronger and longer lasting than expected. Consuming more than one alcoholic drink a day can shift the balance from an occasional comfort to a chronic risk. And when alcohol is combined with blood pressure meds, side effects like dizziness, confusion, or liver strain can occur. These risks rise even more when other medications are involved, which is often the case for older adults managing multiple health conditions. The good news is that moderation, or even small cutbacks, can have big benefits. Reducing caffeine and alcohol can lead to lower blood pressure, improved sleep, steadier energy, and sharper focus. In some cases, it may even reduce your need for certain medications. And skipping coffee or wine doesn't mean giving up comfort. You can swap in heart-friendly alternatives. Try herbal teas like chamomile, mint, or rooibos. Sip on warm lemon water. Or make your own flavored sparkling water with fruit and herbs. These simple alternatives can bring the same sense of ritual and relaxation, without the hidden costs. In the end, it's not about restriction, it's about being intentional. When you understand how caffeine and alcohol affect your unique body, you can make better decisions. And those choices don't just support your blood pressure, they support your overall health, well-being, and peace of mind. Your heart doesn't need you to be perfect, it just needs you to be mindful. And every step you take toward better balance is a step toward a stronger, steadier version of yourself. Another major mistake is not communicating with your healthcare provider. Managing blood pressure isn't just about the right diet or medications, it's also about having the right support. And that starts with keeping open, honest communication with your doctor or care team. But one of the most common, avoidable mistakes many seniors make is staying silent. Whether it's skipping appointments, downplaying symptoms, or assuming everything is fine, a lack of regular dialogue can lead to missed warning signs and lost opportunities for improvement. It's easy to fall into the habit of simply refilling prescriptions and showing up for yearly checkups. But blood pressure isn't a set it and forget it condition. It shifts with changes in stress, activity, sleep, diet, medications, even the seasons. If your doctor doesn't have a clear picture of how you're feeling day to day, they're working with only half the information. That makes it harder to spot problems early or fine-tune your care. Many seniors hesitate to speak up, worried about being a burden, seeming difficult, or being judged. But no concern is too small when it comes to your health. Whether you're feeling unexplained dizziness, noticing a side effect you've been trying to ignore, starting a new supplement, or just changing your routine, your doctor needs to know. All of it helps your provider keep your treatment plan safe, effective, and personalized. One of the most underreported issues: medication side effects. Some people stop taking their prescriptions because of how they make them feel, but never mention it. This can lead to uncontrolled blood pressure, or worse, serious complications. Sometimes, all it takes is a quick conversation to adjust a dose, try a new medication, or make lifestyle changes that truly help. And don't forget, your home blood pressure readings matter. Bring your log to appointments or upload it through a patient portal, if one is available. It's not just about a single number, it's about the trend. Your provider can spot patterns, make better recommendations, and help troubleshoot inconsistent readings. Your emotional and mental health are also key. Stress, anxiety, loneliness, or depression can all affect your blood pressure. If you're struggling, your provider may be able to connect you with support groups, counseling, or helpful programs in your community. If visiting the clinic is tough due to mobility, distance, or transportation, ask about telehealth. Many offices now offer virtual appointments, making it easier than ever to stay connected from the comfort of home. Good communication doesn't have to be long, just honest. Your doctor is a partner, not a judge. The more they know, the better they can guide you. And you don't need to wait for your next visit. If something feels off, if you're unsure about a reading, a side effect, or a new habit, reach out. Your health isn't a solo mission. It's a collaboration. And keeping that line of communication open is one of the smartest, simplest things you can do to protect your heart and your future. Managing high blood pressure doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't demand perfection, a rigid lifestyle, or constant worry. What it truly requires is awareness of your daily habits, your body's signals, and the power you hold to shape your own well-being, one decision at a time. Because the truth is, blood pressure isn't just a number. It's a reflection of how you live. How you move, rest, eat, think, and respond to the world around you. Now, you've seen the 7 most common blood pressure mistakes seniors make, often without realizing it. And more importantly, you've learned how to avoid them. From understanding your medications to managing sodium intake, staying active, reducing stress, communicating with your healthcare team, and making mindful choices about caffeine and alcohol, these are all practical, achievable steps. You don't have to change everything overnight. You simply need to care for yourself with a little more consistency, and a little more intention. At Health Vibes, we believe that good health is built one habit at a time. So just start somewhere. Maybe it's checking your blood pressure regularly. Maybe it's swapping a salty snack for a fresh one. Setting a reminder to take your medication. Or finally calling your doctor about that nagging concern. Whatever it is. Know that every small step you take is a step toward a healthier heart, a steadier life, and a stronger you. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe to Health Vibes, and share it with someone who could use a little clarity and encouragement. Because when we support each other, we all rise. Stronger. Steadier. And better equipped to thrive.